I made that mistake with my first apartment. I did not visit it in the nighttime, y'all. I know it was like a nightclub at nighttime. The line was always so long to get in. Like, what are we doing? What's going on?
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else can do what you do. That's why I don't mind spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world.
Hey y'all, it's Shit. Welcome back to my freaking YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video on some things that I needed when you are applying for an apartment, and just some tips and tricks, and basically my personal story and what I recommend for people that are my age and who are young. If you are like 18 and you're just moving out of high school, it's great to have your own place and be able to achieve that on your own at such a young age. But I personally do not recommend it. Although I did it, I personally do not recommend it. So in my situation was a little different. I don't come from a very fortunate family, and my parents were in a situation, well, my guardians were in a situation, because it was my mom and my grandmother. It was basically two women that have always taken care of me. I were in a situation I had to move out their house soon, and so my fiance now, who was my boyfriend at the time, basically was like, he's moving out, and if I wanted to come with him, it was an option available. And basically it was some roller coasters with that, and up and down and everything like that, but we made it through. I recommend that if you are young, that you stay at home, you save your coins, sis, and you make some investments, because the more you're able to save and invest before just getting out here and paying bills and struggling out here to make it, I really advise you to like invest your coins like in something. So yeah, anyway, let's get right into this video. I'm just blabbering at this point. Okay, so some tips and tricks from when you are applying for an apartment, and things that are needed basically are, you're going to need proof of income. So you're going to need a job, okay? When you get an apartment, make sure it's within your means. So some apartment complexes will ask for 3 times the rent. Most of them do, and some will even go up to 4 times the rent depending on the area which you live in. So normally if you live in like the Buckhead area, downtown London area, and more luxury upscale apartments, most times these apartments may ask you for 4 times the rent, even like 4.5 times the rent. It just depends on the apartment complex. And then other apartment complexes will just ask you for 3. You get far and few between apartment complexes that ask you for 2.5 times the rent. I live in the Atlanta area, so it's not really common. The apartment complex that I live in currently now is 2.5 times the rent, and that was very uncommon for me. I did not know that. I know when I was looking before, I could not find an apartment complex that was 2.5. I wasn't looking for that, but it just, none of them were. A lot of them were 3, 3.5, or 4 times the rent. Basically what this means is you have to make however many times your income for the month, like the rent. So say you make $3,000 a month, but the rent is $1,200 a month. You don't make 3 times the income, because 12 times 3 is $3,600, and you only make $3,000, so you don't qualify for the apartment. Now you don't have to qualify for an apartment by yourself. You can have yourself, and you can have a roommate. So, but also be careful with roommates. And I have a roommate nightmare story I could tell you guys, and that's for a different day, okay? One of the most important things that's needed for apartment complex is basically your proof of income, just making sure you make that requirement. And y'all, don't forge paycheck stubs. Don't lie and say you make 3 or 4 times when you don't, because it will backfire. I personally know somebody that did it, forged paycheck stubs. I'm not gonna say who it is, but did that, and within their first month could not afford to pay their rent. They make these requirements for a reason, y'all, so don't do it if you don't actually make the requirements. Okay, so once you meet that criteria, I would recommend applying for the apartment. So when you apply, they charge application fees. So application fees range between $50, $75, $100. Just depends on the apartment complex as well. So just make sure you get the details when you are touring apartments, because they do provide that information. They also provide you pet information, pet deposits. Everything is required for you to move in, and some of the rules and regulations of the apartment complex. So once you pay the application fee, there's things within the application that you have to submit. So you submit your name, you submit your social security number, you submit your driver's license, Yeah, and they just ask you a couple of questions like, are you a felon? Are you on a sex offenders list? Just stuff like that, so they're able to know like who's moving into the property. Sometimes they even ask you to do a background check. Basically, within the application, y'all, it's just getting to know you and just making sure that you meet the requirements. And a lot of times you submit your proof of income within the application. Once you get past the application and you get accepted into the apartment complex, that's the fun part. So you gotta prove, you know, you have your move-in dates and everything like that. But before you actually apply for an apartment, y'all, here's where I say the tips and tricks come in. Always visit an apartment complex that you're interested in, like really interested in the daytime and in the nighttime, because I made that mistake with my first apartment. I did not visit it in the nighttime, y'all. I know it was like a nightclub at nighttime. The line was always so long to get in. Like, what are we doing? What's going on? And I can't get to the resident line because I have to wait in the guest line because the guest line is so backed up to even get to the resident line. It was so annoying. I hated it. It was the worst mistake. It was also a couple creepy things that happened on with that apartment. Like, we got a call to the police. The police showed up at our door one time saying that someone was peeking in the window. And when me and my fiance lived, it happened again. A police called, but this time they were banging on the window. And when they went outside, the screen was removed. So that was weird. The apartment complex is always safe to me. It was gated. The gate worked most of the time, and like it was woods behind us, but it was like coyotes and stuff that were always in the woods, so I doubt anybody went walking in those woods at nighttime. But I don't know, y'all, people just be on some weird, and you just gotta watch out and just be careful where you live, because that was something that was very scary. Yeah, once you get approved, you know, set everything up, okay, you have your move-in date. So when you move in, y'all, like, you've done the easy part, paying for like the application fee, oh, and your security deposit. So most times the security deposit can range anywhere between $300, some $200, even up to the full amount of first month's rent. So a security deposit just is something that's given back to you once you move out. It just makes sure, like, if you damage the apartment, so if you leave and the paint's messed up, if there's holes in the wall, if anything's broken, they take the money that you put down for your security deposit and they pay for the damages. Sometimes you may not get the security by the back if you just ramshacked your apartment. Or sometimes you may owe even more than what the security deposit was. But anyway, that's basically what the security deposit is for. If you leave and the apartment is not damaged, you do get the security deposit back. After all this is paid, you move in. So with moving in, y'all, is the easy part. Moving in is the easy part. It's coming back up on that rent. That's the hard part. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not rich. I am a college student. I work a full-time job. I'm a full-time student. Okay? But that's just honest, y'all. You got your light bill. You got your water bill. Sometimes different apartments are different. Like, I know my apartment charges by the building. So they take the amount of the water bill for the building and they divide it up by the number of buildings within that building. So like, I live in townhomes. So it's 6 townhomes within my building. So they divide whatever the water bill is by 6, and we get that per unit. Also, they take the sewer bill, divide that up by 6, and we get that attached to our unit. It changes every month. It's not the same. Some apartment complex will have the same every month, and some apartment complexes will not be the same every month. It just depends on your apartment complex. Also, y'all, let me tell y'all this. Read y'all lease. Read y'all lease. A lot of people do not read lease, and a lot of times they get mad when they get fines and stuff within living in. Dogs. I was one of the ones that got fined for a dog. So I had my dog, and it really wasn't a dog that was like approved, because some dogs get the bad rap to their name. It's really based off the way you raise your dog. And maintenance walked in and reported that I had the dog. I don't know if a neighbor reported it, and maintenance walked in to confirm that I did have a dog. Anyway, I got a violation on my lease, and I did have to come up off that dog fee. So don't think they don't know, because sometimes they know, and you will have to pay. And it wasn't even that it's my dog, but it's really my mom's dog, and I was watching the dog for a couple of days. Within your lease, most times pet sitting is not allowed, and it's a violation of your lease. So if you're watching someone's dog and you ain't paid the pet fee, if they catch you with a dog, you still have to come up off that fee. Yep, because it's a violation. Pet sitting is not allowed in most apartment complexes. Also, y'all, some apartment complexes can be nosy, some can be tricky, and they want to charge on fees for like not reporting that someone lives with you. So sometimes if you other people send mail to your house, that's technically, they could technically say that that's a tenant of your home, you know. It's a lot of little things that apartment complexes say within your lease, so just be careful and make sure you read those rules. It's different for everyone. Going back to moving in, so once you move in, y'all, you're gonna have to get some groceries, girl. Your refrigerator gonna be empty, so you're gonna have to get some groceries. Once you get the groceries, you're gonna get, oh, your utilities have to be set up before you move in, and you're gonna be pretty good to go, and you're gonna have furniture. I recommend saving a good like $6K for furniture moving in. And y'all, you don't necessarily have to have $6K. I understand people's predicament is different, but it's just like if you were saving and preparing yourself to move out and you got that time to save, I recommend just saving the money for your furniture. Don't just save enough to move out just to move out, and you can stay somewhere else and save. Yes, that's shade for the furniture too, because it's easier. Because once you move in and you have to pay your bills every month, and money that you were originally saving every month is coming out of your pocket every month, it gets harder to save. And the amount of money that you are able to save becomes less because you're putting out more at this point. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Before, you were just saving all your money. Now you're putting out and trying to save for furniture, and it just becomes harder, and it takes longer to come up with money to get furniture. So I say $6K. You don't need, you can even get less than that. It just depends on you. Like my first apartment, I furnished for like $1,000. I found my bed through a link on Facebook Marketplace. I found my furniture at Goodwill. I found some of my furniture at Marshall's and Ross and all those other stores. So yeah, it just depends on you. I think that's about wraps up this video. It's just a couple of tips and tricks, you guys, about what you feel is best from when you're getting ready to move out and for young people my age and everything like that. So I just advise save your coins if you can. It's not, I understand that sometimes your parents may get annoying and everything, y'all, but I feel like it's so much more bang to your buck if you just settle sometimes with your annoying parents for a couple more years and save your money, and then get out here and have a mortgage, get a house, create an asset for yourself. A house is an asset you can always sell. It's a part of you. But paying $1,500 for rent for every month to an apartment complex, you're paying for something, putting money in someone else's pocket, and it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. You can pay $90,000 worth of rent for your lifetime, and you don't have nothing to pass down, nothing. It's not an asset. It's just you paying money for rent. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, peace and blessings. I love y'all. Bye.